Morning guys, welcome back to Derby Koi. It's obviously the weekend now. Temperatures haven't been too bad, to be honest, recently. As you can see, I haven't put the covers on yet. Looking at the weather for the next week or so, we're going to have some warmish days, 10, 11, even 12s I think, and possibly even up to 13, who knows, if we're lucky. So the water isn't doing too bad. We did have a couple of cold nights. Water is at 18, I wish, 8.7 at the moment, but that's going up in the day. So I'm going to hold off as long as possible. Definitely another week minimum, maybe 2. We'll have to wait and see. Apart from that, all the fish are looking good. There is apart from my Ginrin Kohaku, I can't speak, my Ginrin Kohaku he's had a little bump on his head. I have been monitoring it. Doesn't seem to be getting any worse, so it's been a couple of days now. So I've got some Virkon made up. I'm going to do some filter cleans, and I'm going to stick some Virkon in, and I'm going to keep my eye on it. I don't really want to stress him out by getting him out and then treating him if I don't have to. He's got a little brown mark, or a little mark on his head. I don't know how he's done it. It's probably less than a week ago, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so if I spin the camera around, I can see if we can get a look at it. He has come over this way, so might be able to get a look at it. Just a little brown mark on the back of his, well, even on his head really, it's more or less on his shoulders sort of. But hopefully the Virkon will help that, and if I need to, I can get him out at a later date. So I wanted that today. Also what I want to do is my Easy Pod UV. This time of year now, obviously the sun's not as bright, so I do like to put that UV on. And what's happening at the moment, it's an intermittent thing. Some days it'll work, sometimes it won't. I am turning it off on the night because I don't think there's any need for it on the night. My water clarity is perfectly clear, but when I try and put it on the next day, it doesn't always work. So I'm gonna have a quick look at it. I'm hoping it's not this part of the ballast, the starter part. I'm hoping it's just maybe a loose connection around the lamp, maybe. So I'm going to take the UV out and have a look at that. See if I can put it back in and get it working again. I don't know. Let's have a look. Oh, it's actually working at the moment. I've just put it on and it's actually working again. So it's going to be one of them awkward ones. Until it breaks or stops working, you're not going to find it. So, but I'm going to take it apart anyway, see if I can see anything obvious, loose wires, loose connections. Might be the bulb's not quite in right, or it's worked loose somehow, and that's affecting it. So I am going to have a look at that today as well. Also, what I might try and do is down where my water, you can't see at the moment, but down here I've got my splitter. So the water comes obviously from the bottom drain up to my Y piece, then it's split off into the Easy Pod and into my Backy River, which then goes into my moving bed and returns to the pond. Now when I want to do my upgrade, which is I'm hopefully going to start pretty soon, hopefully, we'll have to wait and see. I still want to keep that Y piece running, but what I want to do is I want to disconnect all my Backy River and have it running just into my moving bed. Now to get into the moving bed, I don't want to put dirty water in there. I want it filtered if I can. So what I want to do is I want to put it onto the little pressure filter that I've got. So what I want to try and find to see if I've got a hose tail, because it's all on this flexi pipe, and as you can see there, it's all on flexi pipe from my splitter. Whether I can find a hose tail that's going to fit there onto there, and then I can put it down to because the inch pipe, or anything up to an inch, that's the maximum the pressure filter can take. It's only an inch pipe, so I need to put it on a hose tail and reduce it down, because obviously the hose tail in there, it's cut off to fit the 1.5 inches. So hopefully I can find another hose tail that's going to fit that. Then I can run that just directly into my moving bed and keep that running while I dismantle all this down, and then decide how I'm going to do it. I am going to build obviously new framework. I'm going to put a new barrel in, so this barrel will have to come out at some point, but that will be probably one of the later things you can do. If I can build all this without taking this out, great. Without taking the barrel out for now, then when I need to I can just take the barrel out, put the new one in, lower it down, away we go. So that's up and running long as possible. Obviously when the winter comes and they're not feeding and the covers go on and I'm really cutting their feeding down, and at some point they will stop feeding, I don't think it's going to affect the bacterial issues. The EasyPod's going to cope with it, so then if I have to, then this can come out completely then, and then I'll get it up and running, and as it starts to come through the into the spring and summer, it'll build up the bacteria, hopefully. Anyway, so yeah, let me get my things together and I'll come back. Okay guys, just cleaned my pod, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to look at this part. I'm not going to bother with the starter part of it, the other part of the ballast. So I'm just going to unscrew this just to have a check if there's anything obvious. Honestly, I do think it's the other part in there, so let's take it out. Quick look, the bulb's not loose. No, the bulb's in pretty well, and it's a fairly new bulb. Can't see, so a quick look. It is off. There's no power to it. Don't know if I can pull that through. I don't know. I need to undo that with that little ring. Bit difficult to see in there, but there we go. And they actually look okay. So yeah, I don't think it's anything in this part. I think the main problem is up at the main ballast part up there. So yeah, that's not good. See how it goes. Me messing with it may have just been something slightly loose. I don't know. So I'm going to get this back together and back in, and then I'm going to hope for the best. If not, I'll look at getting a complete new ballast. Don't know how much that's going to cost, but we'll see. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's get it back together. Okay, I don't know if you can see down here, this is my Y connection. I've taken this piece off. I've actually just taken the ball valve section out to see what size that was, and in case I didn't cut it down, but I did, because that's got a hose tail on there as well, that goes into the pipe, but I'd cut that down as well to fit the 1.5" pipe, so that's no good. So I've now got to see if I can find a threaded hose tail that will fit on that section there, so then hopefully I can keep it up and running when I need to. Don't know if I'm going to need some sort of ball valve for it to slow the flow down, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure there's some way I can figure out slowing the flow on that one. So let's go round to my tub of fittings and everything else pond related, or most of it, and we'll go and have a look. Okay, this is my box of bits. So I know I've got some hose tails in here. I've got any threaded ones, like union valves, and oh, there's one. There's one. I can try. There's some in there. That's not a threaded one. Hang on. There you go, there's a clear threaded one. That was off my, what was that off? That's my very first pump in my old house, that one. So there's two. Let's look at the thread on them. It's quite a fine thread. So I think either of them will do it. Should we go and try them first? But as you can see, you never know what you're going to find in your box. So, they both need a gasket, but there's a gasket that came off that one I can use. So let's get back in. Oh dear. We'll go for the clear one first, shall we? Get that on. Taking the thread on. Come on. Oh yes, there we go. I think that's all the way in. I'll see. There's some seal I can put in. I want to see if it goes as tight. So with the seal, that is going to be perfect. We'll have to find some way of lowering the flow. So obviously I don't want to take all the flow out of the easy pod, but that is just what I need, and I'll reuse that one. So that's perfect. I'm pleased about that. So let's go back round here. Actually, while I'm here, maybe it's up. I don't think I might go hack out. You're not going to see him down at the bottom now, but he ain't going to come up either. See that mark on his head? See if we can get the dark in it. Oh, there he is. It's just coming up. I can just see it on his shoulder. It's a bit of a dark patch. Just on the back of his shoulders. He's caught himself somehow. Maybe when I had the parasites he was flicking. But it doesn't seem to be getting much worse, or any worse. And I have not long put the Verk in. When I've done the filter clean, I'll put that Verk back in. So hopefully it's going to help him. If I have to get him out, I will. While I'm here, I have some blanket weed. So I'm going to turn that again. Not really the best, but it's still here. It has stopped the growth a little bit, but it has only been, just over a week. So I'm going to give it a bit longer, give it at least another week, and if I need to, I'm going to stick some more treatment in for that. Anyway, that's not what I was doing. Let's get back around here. If I can find, there it is. Right, this. Get him out. Is a pressure filter. So as you can see, it needs to go onto either of these ones. So that's the size pipe I need to get it down to. It doesn't take the bigger one. So it's probably that one there, the inch. If I can get, I've got some pipe somewhere. Ready to put that yellow pipe now. There it is. If I can get to it. So what I'm going to use is this pipe. Get that out. It's all pretty awkward one-handed. Spin around. So then that will fit perfectly over one of those on there. That's the clean. Hang on, and that's the dirty water. So that's the out anyway, but you'll go onto that one. Get back onto that one. Goes onto, I think it goes onto that one for the in, and then out on that one. So that's perfect for that. Don't think I'll use the UV on it. It's going to be, I'll have the main UV on anyway. So that pipe is going to be perfect with the other one, but I haven't got a anyway of shutting that down without buying another tap, a temporary tap for it to do 1 inch, unless no. So I thought I had one with one of these with the hose tail still on it, because that's too big. I'll have to search through my box again and maybe I'll find some way of getting it, reduce it down to a 1 inch pipe. But I have got some other, as you can see here, look, bits of slide valves and stuff. So I can't see anything else in there that's going to do it. Another slide valve there. But there's got to be something. I'll find something, I'm sure I will. I hope I will. Can't can't see anything else at the moment in there that I could use for it to reduce that down, but I'll think of something. If I have to squash the pipe, I'll reduce the flow on it by squashing the pipe. But I thought I had some more, unless I'll put them in here. Yeah, there's some old slide valves down there, but again, they're not hose tails, they're all solvent molded in. So yeah, I'm gonna have to find some way of reducing that, or finding some sort of tap I could use. I don't know at the moment. I've got an old outside tap, might fit it. I can figure that out, hopefully. I don't know. Anyway, I've got to find some way of reducing the flow down in that. Just to cut the flow down a little bit, because I don't want to take it all away from the Easy Pod. But yeah, at least I've got that and my hose towels. That'll fit. Fantastic. Okay. All clean, filtered back up, and right now, this part over here, what I want to do. Now, I have put a line there. You can see that white line. What I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to dig down. I unfortunately can't come over any further here, so I need access for the hedge, and there's the two pipes running down here into here for which go from my upflow to my returns. So what I want to do is I'm going to dig down here, dig all this out. Don't know how deep yet, but I do want to dig down. And what I'll do is I'll face all these off, skim all this to make it smooth along the brickwork, brick all this side in here and along here, obviously raise that up height of the pond. And my thoughts are, obviously I need to try and find a liner, so I've got to get a liner for that. Don't know how big it's going to be, obviously not a massive liner, but I need some sort of liner for that. And what I thought about doing is either somewhere here, like I've done there, is somehow have that as the return, so as a pipe going through, or the other option was to remove these two slabs completely, put some sort of blade, make some sort of blade. I have got perspex I can make it out of. There, I'm gonna have to, obviously I want this higher than that side, so I get an overflow from here, like a blade water type fall in there. So this side is going to be higher than that side, so I'm going to have to make sure I seal the liner up along the slab here, and whatever's here along this wall is going to be higher, so everything then will flow into there, and all this side then basically is going to be like vegetation. I'm going to put some lilies in here, get some irises, stuff like that. Don't know how many, I don't know if I'm going to fill it up or just put on one end. And I did think about moving the goldfish into here. I don't know, but I do like them in there, so I don't know yet. But I've got to figure out how I'm going to sort the blade out. I can get the plastic, that's not a problem, the perspex, and sort the sides out on the perspex, but then I've got to seal the liner to that perspex, and I've got to make sure I seal it all up along the bricks. That's the other option. The bricks aren't a problem, I can iron it up, obviously put the liner over, but where here it's going to be along there, and there, that section, I've got to make sure I can seal the liner to them bricks. I don't know yet. It's something I've got to figure out. I obviously don't need a massive, you know, I don't need like an inch or something. It's only be like a centimetre higher this side than that side, so it can actually overflow. But that's something I've got to figure out. Obviously I'll have to I'll remove this and reroute this pipe, which is my waste pipe, and my overflow pipe. There's my trickle out. That's obviously going across and down there, so I'll have to remove that. But that is my plan for here. That's roughly the line where I want to go. The pipes are somewhere around there, I'll figure them out. So yeah, that's my plan. As I said, I've got to sort a liner out for that, but until I know how deep I'm going, I don't know how much it's going to be. Don't think I'm going to go too deep. I think I want this probably be about 18 inches, just over, somewhere around there, the depth of that, so it's not too far down. I might have to go down like six inches or something, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, but that's my plan for that. It gives me a bit more water area. I can put my lilies in there. I might put just put one lily in the pond, put the other one in here with some other plants. But yeah, that's my plan as it is. Tell me what you think. Right, come back around here. Another little thing I need to sort out. Oh, I don't know how it's been an awkward one. The bunker roof. He's got sprung a couple of leaks along the seams on here, along these seams. I have tried resealing them, but they're okay for a little while, and I think with expansion, a slight bit of movement, they're actually leaking again. So I'm getting a few drips inside, which I don't want. So what I've decided to do, and I have bought it already, is I've bought a heavy duty clear tarpaulin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the whole roof in the tarpaulin, so it still lets some light through, but it's going to stop the leaks. And obviously I've got to secure it. So what I'm going to do, I think this side, especially this side, I'm going to bring it, wrap it underneath, and I'm going to put a strip of wood right the way across to hold that side on. Now this side's a bit different. Obviously I've got this overhang here, so I think what I'm going to do here is when the wood comes to the end here, the liner, not the liner, the tarpaulin, is I'm going to put a piece of wood on top, and I'm going to screw through and bolt it through to hold it down along the edge. I might wrap it under and bolt it down. This side here, I think again I'm just going to wrap it under and put a strip of wood down there. But the main problem I'm going to have is this one here, is the back. Now again, I can do the same again and put a piece of wood in on there, or I'm thinking of taking it all the way down along this back piece there, because I think it's going to drip off the end, it's going to, or onto here. This is getting a bit wet. I have sealed it best I can, but it's not done the best job along the back. Maybe you can see along the back, I've put the black sealant on it. So what I might do is this brick wall here, again, there should be enough to bring it all the way down to the brick wall, and I may speak to my neighbour and go around his next door and screw it to the brick wall. Don't know how neat it's going to look with the folds and stuff, the corners, and obviously I don't want the corners being punctured, so I'll chamfer them round, I'll cut them round so there's no sharp corners on it to damage the light. The tarpaulin I've got, probably not the best fix in the world, but it was cheap enough to get. It's my own fault I didn't get the proper bars to fit these together. I did put it on with tape at the start, and that done really good for a while, but it doesn't last forever, and that came off, so I put a load of silicone on it and sealed it up. But again, that has come away. It lost its flexibility, even though it's supposed to be flexes, and it was a joint. Well, it was supposed to be this stuff for repairing joints and break, you know, movable, but unfortunately, as you can see, it's just crumbled away. I don't know if it was the UV that's done it, I don't know. The other thing I thought about at the time was to tickle this off and redo it with CT1. So I know that's very flexible and that is really good, but obviously it's very expensive stuff, or quite expensive, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4 joints to do, and last time I did it, it took 3 tubes of silicone, so I didn't want to use 3 tubes of CT1. But hopefully the tarpaulin will do it, so we'll have to see how it goes. I'm waiting. I could have done it today, but I've got other jobs I needed to do, but obviously I want to do that on a dry day. I don't want to be up there in the wind and rain, so hopefully next weekend we have a dry day. Hopefully not the Saturday, because on the Saturday it's his birthday, next Saturday, so which is when this goes out, it'll be tomorrow, so it's his birthday tomorrow. So yeah, either way, I've got to get that done as well. So that's another job I've got to sort out. Right, so yeah, bit of a mixed bag today, I know. A bit of this and a bit of that. But that's just where I am at the moment. As I said, I do want to get on with doing that filter change, get that sorted. If I can find sort of little tap or something out, that's something I may start to do next week as well. Start to strip the Backy River out and just run it through the pressure filter for now. That could be a job for next week. And as for the covers, again, hopefully we have some nice weather. It does say we're going to have some warmer weathers this week. Warmer days next week. And like I say, in the 12s, so that hopefully get a bit more heat in the pond. But I do want to monitor that Kahako as well. So it'd be good to keep the covers off so I can keep a closer eye on him. Make sure he's not getting any worse. Which he hasn't yet, so that's a good thing. Hopefully that Burcon's going to help. But yeah, lots of little jobs I want to get sorted. As I said, with my veg filter stroke add-on to the pond, I have got some of this clear perspex. If you can see it there, which actually it's this stuff. I have got some of that I can use, and I can use that for like a blade. I can cut that down and put some sides on it, silicon CT1 some sides on. I've got some Aerodite which does work really well on that stuff, but it takes 24 hours to go off. But a CT1 I think will do a better job. So I'm going to CT1 the sides on to stop it leaking there. Sort the liner out, and I may, if it's going to stick to the brick, I may have to CT1 the liner to all the slabs and the brick to keep that higher than the blade. I need the liner higher than the water going into the blade to stop any water loss. But I've obviously got to sort the liner out first. I remember I did have some offcuts from the pond, and it's quite a big offcut I had, but I had to use it for another job I was doing, something else. So the only thing I've got a little, I thought, oh, I know what it is. I've got a little storage area at the side up here. Where are we? Up there, the side. If you can't see. Just up there at the side, in there, there's a little storage area. I thought, oh, that's where I put it, and I got it out. Nowhere near big enough. And then I remembered I cut it down for something else. Can't remember what now. But yeah, so that's where I am. What are your thoughts? Leave me a comment down below. Really appreciate it. Oh, I forgot I've left me. I'm topping this pond back up, so I just did a little bit of water and left me tap on. Yeah, so tell me what you think. But that's it for now. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hit that bell for your notifications. Pop over to Facebook and Instagram, which I do need to update. I do apologise with Instagram. I haven't updated for a while, but I've got to do that. So until the next one, stay safe. Jobs are good.